My next guest is a comedian and an author. She won numerous Emmys for her writing on Late Night with David Letterman, and her most recent book is entitled Merrill Markoe's Guide to Living. Please welcome Merrill Markoe. Very nice.
Well, thank you very much, and so do you.
Thank you. That's what I wanted. Yeah, that's what I like. I'm pretty.
Yes, you certainly are.
Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, it's fun to come back to New York. I don't get here all that much, but the thing that always is most unnerving to me is that when you're in New York, you have to be driven by people. And the show was very kind and sent a limo to pick me up from the hotel.
We can send limos now. Yeah. For a while, we couldn't.
You guys are the fanciest.
Yeah, right.
But the thing that is unnerving to me about riding in limos is that I feel the need, I don't know how you are with this, but I feel the need to have big conversations with the people driving me because I feel so uncomfortable, and I get into conversations and find out things I'd really rather not know with the people driving. Case in point, a particular time I was being driven by someone in an area where I grew up. So I'm chatting with the driver, and I say to him, and this is true, I say to him, "Did you grow up around here?" And he says, "Yeah." So I go, "Really? That's interesting. Where'd you go to high school?" And he says, "I didn't go to high school." Okay, this is my sign to shut up.
Right.
But I don't. I keep on chatting. And I say to him, "Really? I thought you had to go to high school."
Right.
And he says, "Not if you killed a man, you don't."
That is technically, that gets you out, yeah. Really?
You know, and as weird as it is to have someone say that to you, even weirder is thinking what your comeback is after that.
Right, because you have to keep talking at this point.
What are you going to say? You're going to go, "You know, I thought of killing a man once, but I didn't have the courage to go through with it. Good for you for living your dream. Good for you."
You followed what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now, you have, you've been busy. You have a novel that's going to come out soon.
Yeah, I have a novel coming out in January, the first time I've ever written a novel. It has a catchy title. It's called It's My Birthday.
Okay. Late night television hasn't changed that much since you were here. Let me tell you something. There are still certain rules.
Well, it actually is going to be my birthday in about...
Okay, you stop that right now. Don't make me come over there.
In a couple of weeks. You know, that's the weird thing about having birthdays is you have to figure out just the right note to hit in terms of celebrating. You don't want to get yourself depressed. You don't want to be too celebratory. I had a completely perfect birthday around 2 years ago, by which all my other birthdays are measured. And this birthday, I went out to dinner with just a few friends to a really pretty place in Los Angeles where I live. And we were out on a deck, and we were having cocktails. And this particular friend of mine, Cynthia, was pontificating. We were having, you know, martinis and so forth. And she said, and these are her words exactly, she said, "I think that you can look at life as either a sitcom or a soap opera." And having said that, she leaned back into an open candle and her hair caught on fire.
That would be the sitcom, I hope.
That's what I was thinking, is she sort of proves it doesn't have to be just a sitcom or a soap opera.
Now, you are single. Are you seeing anybody? Is your romantic life going well?
Oh, well, you know, always fabulous. I actually, no. I've had a series of nightmarish short relationships, but I've never really run into the nightmare that can last a lifetime yet. I just...
Right. You like to keep the nightmares very short.
Yeah. I say if you're going to go that way, yeah. You know, I guess it's really hard for most people, a lot of people, to keep relationships going. But you know who I completely do not understand? Why in the world would anyone be bisexual? Why do you want to get jerked around by 100% of the human race?
Right. It's twice the aggravation, yeah.
My point exactly. The other thing that I don't understand is why so many people are upset at the idea of gay marriage. I mean, it isn't like the heterosexuals have been doing such a nice job with it all these years.
Right.
My feeling is what we ought to do is just give marriage to the gay community for, say, a decade and let them refurbish it like they do rundown neighborhoods.
Brighten it up a little bit?
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, if they fix it up, we can have it back to, you know, defile it and make it sick again.
Yeah, right. And then they come back. It's a nice system.
It's a system.
Now, you are a dog lover. You love animals and dogs in particular.
Well,
how are your dogs?
Oh, well, always wonderful. I live in a herd, is what I do. I just live in, I sort of think of myself as Jane Goodall, but without all that annoying research.
Right. You just have random animals.
It's dog hair season at my house right now, which is very, very beautiful. There's like, you know, everything is coated with dog hair, and then there's like the equivalent of a toupee in every corner. So it's just really very pretty.
And they're happy, or they're
I actually really enjoy having a lot of dogs. It's except for the fact that when you walk 4 dogs at once, I have 4 dogs. Walking 4 dogs at once is approximately like water skiing behind the space shuttle. It's really basically, at some point in every walk, I find myself knocked to my knees and dragged along and then wrapped in leashes until I look like some sort of an overdressed, poorly planned bondage pictorial. And that's the only downside as I see it. But
I only have 1 dog. I have a golden retriever, and it's a lot of work. I can't imagine having 4. That would be...
How much does he weigh?
I haven't weighed him recently. I think he's about, he's like an 80-pound dog.
Yeah, see, that's my favorite dog. Is I have a 100-pound dog named Lewis who has what, I don't know if you, I think it's common to kind of golden retriever kind of dogs. He has what I refer to as a greeting disorder.
Greeting disorder?
Yes, which is when you come in the door to my house, there is virtually no limit to the amount of welcoming he does to you at the door.
Right, right.
He goes on and on, like half hour, an hour. If he were a songwriter, his hit song would be called I'll Never Stop Saying Hello. Hello, and hello, it goes on, a half an hour, you're still being, and that's just the injury portion of the greetings, by the way.
Right, right.
Then after that, he's still so happy that you are at my house that for the whole rest of the time you're at my house, he goes into my living room and he has sex with my couch. The whole rest of the time. This is actually true, he does. And I was thinking, this is the weird thing about loving a member of another species.
Right.
Is that you put up with things with them that you really wouldn't put up with if it was a human being. Like, what if he was my husband, Lewis, and I'd have to go, you know, I just want to warn you, when you come over to my house, my husband, Lewis, is going to knock you down and he's going to stand on you. And then he's going to go into the living room and masturbate.
Like, what time should I be there?
Don't be alarmed. Just his way of saying, welcome to my house. He's welcoming you to my house.
He's a nice, loving man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you very much for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, come back soon. That was hilarious. Thanks for doing it. Merrill, Markoe, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stick around. Well, everybody, that's our show of the night. I want to thank all my guests. Merrill, Markoe, that was great. Thank you very much for being here. Nice to have you. Our thanks to Juliana Margulies for stopping by. Our thanks to Tim Stack for being here. And, of course, Max Weinberg and Los Max Weinberg 7. Stay tuned for Late Friday. We'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye.